This is the 2014 Honda Odyssey minivan. For those that are not aware, in Canada, minivans are still big sellers. In fact, the Grand Caravan and the Chrysler Town and Country vans, if you combine their sales together, they're actually about 80% of the minivan market. And the Grand Caravan is actually one of the top 5 best-selling vehicles overall in the country. So Canadians love minivans, and they especially like those Chrysler products. But people who are looking for something that's on the premium end, they gravitate towards the Honda Odyssey and the Toyota Sienna. And this van has been refreshed for 2014. You can notice the 2014 model because of the new hood that's on the front. It's got a different grille, different headlight treatment, and around the back it's got those LED taillights. The overall design to me has always seemed like the people that designed the front of this vehicle are different from the people that designed the back, especially that slash down the side of the van where the door slides along is actually exposed. In the Chrysler products, they're able to hide where the door hangs, and it has a more integrated look. This always looked to me like it was never quite finished. But it is a big van, it has lots of room on the inside, and lots of features that are going to make it exciting, especially if you're looking at this top Touring Edition. Now, this Honda Odyssey is not the horsepower champ. It has 248 horsepower from a 3.5-liter V6 engine. Then you get the Toyota Sienna has 266 and 290 horsepower from the Grand Caravan. What it does have now is a 6-speed automatic transmission across the board. It used to only have the 6-speed in the top trim levels and a 5-speed for the cheaper models. That really seemed like an illogical sort of plan, and they've obviously fixed that. It also has cylinder activation or deactivation. You can go from 6 cylinders down to 4, even down to 3 under light throttle loads, and that really helps with efficiency. The other thing it has is noise canceling. It sends out a frequency through the stereo system to combat interior volume. This is really helpful for low frequencies, and it's been implemented in other vehicles like the CR-V. General Motors uses it extensively on vehicles like the Equinox. Added also for this year, you get lane departure warning system, you get a forward collision warning system, and they made the side mirrors bigger for greatward side visibility. So those things are all good. And it's a very solid feeling van, and I would say that it feels like a quality product. Nicely fitted on the inside. The engine is adequate, I would say, and it drives very nicely. But it isn't the horsepower champ, and they charge a lot of money for this van, and you kind of wonder how they get away with it, but people seem to buy them. Now, if you've seen any of the ads for this new Honda Odyssey, you've probably seen the Honda Vac. Honda is making a big deal about the fact that it's the first vehicle to have a vacuum built into it. But, and there is a big but, it's only available on the top touring model that we have here. And that's $48,000 before freight, before tax, before all of that. That's an expensive van. It is neat technology though. In the back of the van, you have an area where there's a concealed vacuum. It has a hose that's long enough that can reach every part of this van. And it has a removable canister to empty out all the Cheerios that you might be picking up from inside the vehicle. In addition, this van also has an area behind the front seats where it can hold a garbage bag, which is actually the best way to stop getting Cheerios in the floor. Overall, it's a cool feature, but it is expensive. I'd like it if Honda would actually make that available as an option, maybe for $500, $1,000 on the less expensive vans. Now, the front of the Odyssey is a vast improvement over the vehicles in the past. I was never a big fan of the van up until this point. I once counted from one side to the other 88 switches and buttons on the previous models of Honda Odyssey. They've cleaned it up dramatically. Much cleaner design. There's the control in the bottom here for the radio. It has the upper screen on top to give you more information. Takes a while to learn this system. The good thing is I've had a couple of Hondas back to back, so I've been able to master it. The view out the front is fantastic. There is some soft touch material on the front face of the dash. Other parts of the interior are covered in hard plastic. The center console here in the middle between the front seats is removable, and in the back seat, the center of the 2 seats in the second row can actually slide forward. The advantage to that is if you've got a child there that's in a car seat, mom or dad can reach that child quite easily without having to reach all the way back into the second seat. So that is a handy feature. Now, don't be fooled by this van that you see here. This is the top Touring, almost $48,000. You're not going to get a van that looks like this for $29,900. Well, do I recommend this Honda Odyssey? I got to tell you, my problem has always been with the Odyssey, the price. This thing starts at $30,000. If you want to get a nicely equipped one, you're going to spend in the middle to upper $30,000 range. If you want the leather with the heated seats, and you want the Navi, and you want that Honda Vac and all of the features, you might want to get this particular model called the Touring, but it's $48,000. You can see why Chrysler, with the Dodge and the Chrysler vans, they dominate the market. They sell so many of them because they have a lot of packages that are in the low $20,000 range, and to get a fully equipped van like this, you're spending almost 50 grand. I look at minivans as a box on wheels. It's got 4 wheels, a steering wheel, it holds a bunch of kids and dogs and groceries and all that kind of stuff. My view of the minivan is get a cheaper one. If you really want to have a premium minivan, this is going to fit the bill, but I got to tell you, it ain't cheap.